Good afternoon. We're here with Mercy Gilbert. She's from the Conservative Party, and I'm from one of the directors of LABSHUK, and she's also one of the directors of LABSHUK, which stands for Latinos, African Portuguese Speakers and Hispanics United Kingdom. And basically we're just asking Mercy some questions in regards to who she is, what's the work that she's doing at the moment, and that's one of the reasons that we're doing the interview today. So basically, Mercy, it's lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions in regards to, like, who are you? Like, who's Mercy?
Okay, I am, as you said, I'm the chairman of Pertenece Conservative Association, which is the #1 seat for the Conservative in the UK. And I'm also in business and do a lot of voluntary work within the community.
Wow, that's great. That's really lovely. And basically, what is the? Can you explain to people that perhaps they don't know, what is the Conservative Party? What work do they do for the community?
Okay, the Conservative Party are a political party, and they're the ruling party here in Britain. Mm-hmm. And what they do for the community, a lot of people don't know what MPs do in the community for the people, they work for the people. Yeah. An MP can represent you, say, like in legal issues where maybe you've been asked to leave the country, or in housing, or in school issues if you have issues to do with schools, whether you've applied for a school and it's not the school you wanted and you want to be placed in a different school, or you've got other issues, whether it be with social services. So an MP represents you, and then also you have councillors who work within the community to serve your local constituency. Right. And the councillors, they basically represent you on different issues, whether it be the roads, if there's a bump in the road, or the traffic lights are not working, or things to do with conservation, they deal with that.
Yes.
Yes.
That's really interesting, because not many people know, as you said, not many people are aware of that as well. The other question is, why are you active in this political party, and since when you've been a part of the political party?
Okay, I started back when I was aged 18, when I joined the Conservative Party, and then I was being groomed to be an MP for the local constituency I lived in at the time. But I felt at age 18 I was too young, so I left and had kids, and decided with life experience, etc., business, that I still had that urge to get back into politics, because I was helping people on different issues, bills, as I said, immigration, jobs, and all sorts of things that a MP and a politician does. Yeah. So I decided to go back into it, and I then went and did what is called the MP shadowing scheme, which is run by Operation Black Vote, which encourages people within the ethnic minorities to get involved in politics, and not just get involved in politics as a councillor, as an MP, and other roles as governors, and within the law. I then decided to go for the MP shadowing scheme, which was for 1 year, and I shadowed Sam Jima, who was then the Education and Science and Innovation Minister at the time.
Okay. That's really great, actually. It's lovely work that you guys do. For example, as an immigrant yourself, and now you as an English citizen, obviously, the Conservative Party adjusts to your political ideology on the interests of those who have no voice? Do you think that?
Oh yes, certainly. I feel that with the Conservative Party, like now we've got Brexit, they encourage Brexit, which a lot of ethnic minorities don't know, that Brexit will actually benefit the ethnic minorities, because rather than us just doing business with Europe, we're now able to do business with Africa, which would then help the African and other countries, especially, with business, because it works both ways. We can import and the people from Africa can send their goods here. So we're benefiting both ways. And also job-wise, it's creating more jobs. With Brexit, more people has opened more the borders, not just for, before it was more for Europeans to come.
Yes.
But the Conservative Party are endorsing, and they encourage people like me, which is why they've put me as chairman, to have a voice, and that they've recognised that we're living in a multicultural society, an ever-changing society. Sure. So I joined them for that reason, that they embrace that. That's lovely.
Wow. So basically, how, because I know you've been doing different work as well,
Yes.
as a broadcaster.
Yes.
That you used to be. How does that? Why have you stepped into politics? Why have you made that decision to step into politics? Coming from the background that you have, like
coming from media background.
Yeah, media.
Well, a lot of people who are in politics originally were journalists, actually.
Oh, wow.
And when I did my course, which I did media, culture, and communication, the two routes for employment are either journalism or politics. So it prepares you for both professions.
Oh, wow.
So
that's why many people don't know about these things. So
yes.
It's so important. That, yeah, definitely, because it might also encourage some people out there.
Yes.
Brexit, you mentioned, is an issue that has not yet been fully resolved. In your eyes, do you believe that the United Kingdom will be able to disconnect from the European Union and isolate themselves? Or, like you were saying, it's going to open up other doors, other opportunities that perhaps were not there before?
Well, I believe that, yes, we're going to stay connected to Europe because, you know, obviously they're our neighbours, we're very close, and a lot of Brits go to Europe on holiday.
Yes.
Although now it will change because you need visas because of Brexit,
yes.
But we will still stay quite close to Europe. But yes, with the African summit that Boris called for in February, it's opened up the borders for trade with Africa and the world at large. It's opening up the world. Although at the moment, with the situation in America with the elections, we don't know yet what is happening. So things are a bit unsettled there with what is happening with Brexit, and also here at the moment there's a lot of things happening in Number 10. So we're not sure if Brexit will happen or not at the moment. So we're working on marquee grounds at the moment in regards to Brexit.
Okay.
Yes.
The other question was, for example, if there is no agreed exit from the United Kingdom and the European Union, do you think this could affect many of the EU citizens who live in the UK already? Do you think that affect them?
No, because I think the government made sure that the European citizens who lived in the UK were protected. They took out measures to ensure that they were protected and that nothing was going to affect them because of Brexit. So I don't think it will have any adverse effect on them.
Okay, great.
Yes.
The other question was, another issue is COVID at the moment. What is your opinion on COVID-19?
In regards to?
How is affecting the UK
financially?
Situation? Yeah.
Okay, yes. Obviously, the government has tried its best to do furlough, which has been extended to next March, I believe. Maybe even, I think, even further than that, that I was reading today. But the government has been trying, and obviously a lot of people have lost their jobs. Life has changed as we know it, and it's not going to go back to being normal. And people are going to need to adapt and to need to change their professions and to try to do other things. Yes, I think the government has been trying, and there's been different arguments across the board, across different parties, even within my own parties, different views on lockdown, whether we should have it, whether it should be extended till after Christmas, etc. So it's a difficult time. We're living in difficult times at the moment.
Yes, unfortunately. Basically, I know that the UK is economically prepared to face two big problems, Brexit and COVID. But what is your opinion on how they best resolve this case? How can they resolve the COVID and also the Brexit at the same time, because it's two different problems? How do you think that they will cope with this in future?
Well, COVID, I think, is very hard because you're dealing with people's lives. You're dealing with possible deaths, and it's for anybody who's in leadership. It's a difficult decisions to make, where you have to put people's lives first, and that comes before anything. So I think that one is difficult. And in regards to Brexit, that was speaking to colleagues that whoever is in power is a difficult also subject of its own for anyone to deal with. So we go according to the fact people voted for Brexit, so it should happen, it should go ahead, and we should listen to the voices of the people. After all, that we live in a democratic country, and when people vote, we need as leaders to accept the voices of the majority and go with the voices of the majority in regards to that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Also, we wanted to know what is the work that you do on behalf of the community in the UK as a member of Parliament? What is your specific job, Mercy?
Okay, my specific job at the moment is chairman of my local constituency. So I sit on different boards. I sit on the finance board and I sit on the executive board, which I actually have a executive meeting today. I deal with issues like we've just had boundary review, and I had to, as chairman, write to the Boundary Commission on behalf of my constituency, and also different decisions in regards to when we have our committee meetings and I discuss that with my politicians. We look at issues to do with roads and planning permissions. And we discuss those things, and I think the main things that my role as chairman is the elections, the general elections, and also the upcoming mayoral elections. So I coordinate that, coordinate those two things, and coordinate the volunteers and also membership. When somebody joins the party, I contact them and find out how they would like to get involved, whether they just want to be a silent member or they want to be an active member, whether it be distributing leaflets or getting involved in fundraising, or we hold events. I also I'm in charge of events which help to raise money for the party. So we have events such as wine tasting. The last one we had because of the lockdown, and my ward is the only one who's had an event this year. We had a social distance friendly social, which was a car treasure hunt, which was an opportunity for the councillors and other people, members of the party, to get to know each other. So it is nice, and we have socials like that. We have dinners in restaurants. We have quiz nights. So yeah, so those are the things I organise as chairman.
It seems like your job is very important. It sounds like that. We also wanted to know, you know, what it means to be a foreigner living illegally in the UK. You know, where can they go to represent their problems? For example, where can they go if their voices are not heard, they're being discriminated against? It's kind of a really bad situation to be in. What do you think about that? Where can they go?
Okay, there are agencies in the UK, and I think for me the best place would be to start with would be to go to Citizens Advice Bureau in regards to that. because too often, and for me, that's a subject so close to my heart, that I see a lot of foreigners working, and they're being exploited because people know that they're illegal, so they're then underpaid and put to work in conditions that you and I would not want to put our own family members or a close friend to work in. I think it's up to each community to Google services like Citizen Advice Bureau that are like that, and if you're a woman, a women's refuge, that can help you in those areas.
Oh, that's great. Basically, is the work that you do is very important, as I can see, for the community. And basically, you join in also LabShook, the CIC organizations. Do you think that you'll be able to also work alongside LabShook to represent the community, and how do you think that could work? How do you think your involvement would benefit as well the community in LabShook?
Okay, I think my involvement as already some of the things that I've helped with is the food banks, the clothes, getting books, and being a voice for the community, as I understand that a lot of the community have issues with social services victimizing them because of the lack, I think, of understanding of the law. So in that respect, I want to be able to do training sessions and be available if anybody has issues, whether housing, whether education, or any other sort of issues like that, that they can approach me and I can point them to the right direction or point them to their MPs or councillors to assist them.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very much, Mercy, for your time, because I know it's very precious. Thank you for everything that you're doing for the community on behalf of all of us. Thank you very much. It's lovely to meet you.
Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.